What's up, everybody? Today, we're in China with just 50 American dollars to see how far it can really go. We're talking food, travel, a place to sleep, everything, all on this one bill. Can we eat like a king, travel between cities, and visit a world-famous landmark for just 50 bucks? Let's find out. The goal: uncover the best value and share every discovery with you. Let's do this. The challenge begins now. First stop, street food. There's no better way to dive into a new city than by tasting its street food, and here in China, the options are endless. The air is thick with the aroma of sizzling meats, fresh dough, and fragrant spices. Every corner promises a new adventure for your taste buds, and the energy is absolutely electric. We've exchanged our $50 for a fat stack of yuan. It feels like we're suddenly rich, with bills fanned out in our hands, ready to be spent on whatever catches our eye. The best part? Street food here is famously affordable, so we're about to see just how far this money can take us. Our mission: eat as much as possible without breaking the bank. We're on a quest to sample the best bites, from savory snacks to sweet treats, and maybe even discover a few surprises along the way. The market is buzzing with locals and travelers alike, all drawn in by the promise of delicious, wallet-friendly eats. We're at a bustling street market, and the smells are unreal. Steam rises from giant woks, vendors shout out their specialties, and the sound of sizzling oil fills the air. It's a sensory overload in the best possible way, and every step brings a new temptation. Dumplings, baozi, freshly made, a whole plate for about $1. These little pockets of joy are stuffed with juicy fillings and served piping hot. It's amazing how something so simple can be so satisfying, and at this price, you can't help but go back for seconds. The vendor's a machine, folding dumplings with lightning speed, barely pausing to chat as he works. These pork and chive dumplings are next level. Each bite is packed with flavor, and you can taste the freshness in every mouthful. Watching them being made right in front of you just adds to the experience. Juicy, flavorful, and an absolute steal. The dipping sauce adds a tangy kick, and the combination of textures, soft dough, tender filling, and a hint of crispness from the pan, makes these dumplings unforgettable. It's the kind of food that makes you close your eyes and savor every bite. Next up, lamb skewers, schwanner, 5 for less than $2. The skewers sizzle over open flames, sending up clouds of fragrant smoke that draw a crowd. Each skewer is loaded with tender chunks of lamb, generously coated in spices. Cumin, chili, smoke. These are a flavor explosion. The meat is juicy and perfectly charred, with a spicy kick that lingers just long enough to make you reach for another. It's the ultimate street snack, and you can't help but marvel at how much flavor is packed into each bite. I'm already getting full, and we've spent maybe $3. It's almost unbelievable how much food you can get for so little. Every dish is a new adventure, and the portions are generous enough to share, if you're willing to part with a bite. Still, almost our entire budget left. We're barely making a dent in our stack of yuan, and there's so much more to try. It's the kind of challenge you want to last all night. Last stop, Jianbing, a giant savory crepe, made to order for $1.50. The vendor expertly spreads the batter, cracks an egg, and layers on sauces, herbs, and crispy wonton. It's mesmerizing to watch, and the smell is mouth-watering. Egg, sauces, crispy wonton. This is a meal in itself. The crepe is golden and crisp on the outside, soft and chewy inside, with a perfect balance of savory, spicy, and a hint of sweetness. Every bite is a new layer of flavor and texture. Crunchy, soft, savory, a little sweet, total flavor journey. It's the kind of street food that makes you want to come back every day, and it's easy to see why it's a local favorite. The combination of fresh ingredients and bold flavors is simply unbeatable. 3 incredible dishes, less than $5 spent. It's almost hard to believe how much variety and quality you can get for so little. From dumplings to skewers to crepes, each dish tells a story of tradition, creativity, and passion for food. We have over $45 left. That means there's still plenty of room for dessert, drinks, or even a second round of our favorites. The possibilities are endless, and our adventure is just getting started. This challenge is off to a legendary start. With so much delicious food, friendly faces, and vibrant energy, it's clear that the best way to experience a city is through its street food. And with our budget barely touched, who knows what incredible bites we'll discover next. Next up, travel. Can we afford a high-speed bullet train between cities on our budget? We're at a massive, futuristic train station ready to test our luck. A one-way second-class ticket for a 200-mile journey? Just $20. We buy it on the spot. Unbelievable value. The train is sleek, modern, and glides in silently. Inside, spotless, tons of legroom, power outlets. Better than flying. We hit 300 kilometers per hour, watching the landscape fly by. In just over an hour, we're in a new city. Fast, efficient, and still over $25 left. China's value for budget travelers is next level. Arriving in a brand new city as the sun dips below the horizon, there's always a sense of excitement mixed with a little uncertainty. The neon lights flicker on, the streets come alive, and it's time to figure out where we'll be sleeping tonight. In a place as vast and varied as China, the options are endless, but our goal is clear. Find a place that's not just cheap, but also clean, private, and comfortable. We're not interested in a sketchy hostel or a noisy dorm room. We want a space where we can unwind, recharge, and feel safe. Somewhere that feels like a little home away from home, even if it's just for one night. So, we pull out our phones and start searching. There are hundreds of listings, but we're looking for that perfect balance. A budget-friendly spot in a convenient location, close to food, transport, and maybe even a few sites. After scrolling through reviews and checking photos, we finally spot a budget hotel that ticks all the boxes. Walking into the lobby, we're pleasantly surprised. It's modern, bright, and welcoming. Nothing like the rundown places you might expect at this price point. The staff greets us with a smile, and the whole vibe feels safe and friendly. And then comes the best part. The price. Just $15 for a private room, complete with its own bathroom. It almost feels too good to be true, especially in a city this big. We pay at the front desk, get our key card, and head upstairs, eager to see what $15 actually gets you in China. The room is compact, but it's got everything we need. A comfortable bed with crisp linens, a small desk for planning tomorrow's adventures, a TV for a bit of downtime, and a window that lets in the city lights and a cool evening breeze. The attention to detail is impressive. Fresh, spotless sheets, fluffy towels, and even complimentary toiletries like a toothbrush and soap. The private bathroom is a huge bonus, offering a hot shower and a bit of privacy after a long day on the road. For just $15, this place is honestly unbeatable. It's proof that you don't have to sacrifice comfort or cleanliness to stick to a tight budget. And the best part? After splurging on a delicious street food dinner and even catching a ride on a high-speed bullet train, we still have more than $10 left in our pockets. That's enough for breakfast, snacks, or maybe even a little souvenir. This challenge proves that with a bit of planning and an open mind, you can have an epic adventure in China without breaking the bank. Sometimes the best memories come from the simplest places, and a $15 hotel room can be the perfect base for exploring a whole new world. Good morning. We've got about $10 left and we're going big. Today, a world-famous ancient temple complex. Subway ride, cheap and easy, gets us there. The architecture is stunning, history everywhere. Entrance fee, $8. We're in. Inside, sprawling halls, serene gardens, ancient pagodas. Walking where emperors and monks once did. Unreal. The value is off the charts. This is a living museum. Climbing the main pagoda, the view is breathtaking. Ancient meets modern. This memory, made possible by our last few dollars, is priceless. Our $50 challenge keeps delivering. Down to our last couple bucks, but the adventure isn't over. We hit a local market. No tourist traps, just real deals. The goal? Find the coolest souvenirs for $1 or $2. Beautiful fans, handcrafted bracelets, and keychains for pennies. We spot intricate paper-cut art. Traditional, detailed, just $1. It's a piece of culture to take home. With our last dollar, we buy a fragrant embroidered lucky pouch. 2 unique souvenirs, $2 spent. These small items feel just as valuable as the big experiences. They're real connections to local culture. The market was the perfect final stop. With our budget completely gone, we wander the lively streets of the city, searching for something memorable that doesn't cost a thing. The air is thick with the aroma of street food and the chatter of locals. But what catches our eye is a small, inviting tea shop tucked between lantern-lit storefronts. The owner, spotting our curiosity, greets us with a warm smile and gestures for us to come inside. To our surprise, he invites us to join a traditional tea tasting, completely free of charge. It feels like we've stumbled upon a hidden gem, a rare invitation into a world we know little about. The owner is not just a shopkeeper, but a true tea master. He introduces us to Gongfu Cha, which means making tea with skill and intention. His presence is calm and focused, and it's clear that this ceremony is both a craft and a passion for him. Every movement he makes is deliberate and graceful. He begins by carefully warming the delicate porcelain cups, ensuring the temperature is just right. Then, with practiced hands, he measures out fragrant oolong leaves, explaining that each step is essential to unlocking the tea's full flavor. He pours hot water over the leaves in a clay teapot, letting the steam rise and swirl. This first pour is called awakening the tea, a gentle process that coaxes the leaves to open and release their aroma. The second pour is for us. The tea is poured into tiny cups, its color a deep amber. The aroma is rich and inviting, with subtle floral notes and a hint of earthiness. We take our first sip, and the flavors are layered and complex, unlike any tea we've tasted before. With each new pour, the taste evolves, sometimes lighter, sometimes deeper, always revealing something new. The experience is meditative, encouraging us to slow down and savor every nuance. This ceremony is more than just drinking tea, it's a celebration of tradition, patience, and hospitality. In this quiet moment, surrounded by strangers who feel like friends, we share stories and laughter, connected by the simple act of sharing a cup. The tea master's passion is infectious. He tells us about the history of tea in China, the meaning behind each gesture, and the importance of mindfulness in every step. He asks for nothing in return, just our attention and appreciation. As we leave, we realize that sometimes the most unforgettable travel experiences are the ones that are unexpected, genuine, and freely given. This tea ceremony, shared with a generous stranger, is a memory we'll carry long after our journey ends. For our final test, we set aside $5 for a day of city transport. Subway rides cost less than 50 cents each, modern, clean, and efficient. We crisscross the city, exploring neighborhoods for pennies. Buses are even cheaper, just 25 cents a ride. Riding a double-decker through downtown feels like a city tour. We travel all day, see dozens of neighborhoods, and spend less than $4. Public transport here is world-class and affordable. With a cheap hotel and this kind of mobility, the whole city is yours to explore. That's a wrap on our $50 China challenge. We ate like royalty, rode a bullet train, stayed in a great hotel, saw ancient wonders, and explored a city, all for less than a video game. This proves you don't need a lot of money for a world-class adventure. If you enjoyed this, hit subscribe and let us know your favorite part in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.